So, I'm still holding out for game 7, but this is game 6. Byun. Surprise, surprise, he's playing Terran. Who would have thunk?
His opponent is not playing Terran. He's playing Protoss. He's up 3 games to 2. And his name is Classic.
You've got a bad boy SCV doing naughty things.
You've got an even badder, naughtier pro who's gonna scout it. No, he's not! He's not! He's not. The caster curse strikes again. I jinxed him again. He initially clicked up there right next to the barracks too, but he pulled him away.
It was his duty.
Yeah.
He abandoned it. He abandoned his post. And this is why probes get court-martialed.
The probe went up there. He was like, you know, what's the difference? Nobody sees me anyway. He pulled back. Yeah, does end up getting still a good scout. Byun actually has, momentarily had 4 SCVs in gas, but yeah, it does get a good scout anyway. The only disadvantage of this scout that Classic is getting as opposed to scouting the barracks itself is this could still be something where Byun makes a barracks, like right at his 3rd base or something to fake a proxy. But nope, this is the real deal.
Can I make another cringe dad joke?
Please do.
The probe's watch has ended.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes. Awkward silence. Anyway, here goes the Reaper. Might pick off 2 probes. I mean, against the Zealot, it's probably doable. But there is a Stalker on the way who will end this Reaper's life. If he stays here. Probably best to get out. Yeah, just go. Come back later for some vision. Oi!
Oh,
ooh, even made the bunker. Well, at least he can sell that thing.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. So obviously you want to get a Reaper into the bunker, but I think of equal, if not more importance, is having 2 Reapers against probes versus having 1. It's just a world of difference there.
Yeah, no wonder he's abandoning this. I mean, the Reaper was already in the making, so he's gonna keep it. He can go back in there, get vision on whatever tech Classic is doing. But honestly, every game he's gone Stargate. Okay, there was this one thing where he went for the other. What
do we see before the command center there? It's 1-1-1, my friend.
Oh.
Here we go.
So, good.
Yep, heavy pressure here into an expansion behind. And I wonder if this is a map specific choice, because of course the main base is pretty open to drop play. It's going to be a double Widowmine drop heading across here. Of course, a pylon and a stalker are there to spot such shenanigans, but Byun seems to have an extra sense. He is going to be able to drop it without it being seen right away, I think. Okay. Stalker, 2 probes there on the first Widowmine. That's not bad at all. It's not going to be game-ending damage by any means. In fact, I don't even know if that's quite enough damage for Byun. Going for the 1-1-1 prior to the expansion really does delay your economy.
Well, let's see what the forward line drop does.
Yeah.
Because that could actually delete the mineral line if it hits it right. But Classic has been just so good at this, I don't think it's possible.
Yep. That's what I was just going to say there, is Classic has shown, I mean, he's almost impervious to these early game attacks, and he's actually going to go for a very committed attack across the map. There's pretty much nothing there.
Nah, he's looking.
I mean, there's almost nothing there for Byun. He doesn't have any bio in the bunk shed. He has 3 Marines with a Widowmine. This is not going to be easy.
Okay, Classic does eat that, so maybe what's still here is going to be enough. We'll have to see.
Yeah, if there was one way that Byun could make an effective defense without taking too much damage, that was it.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking the position of these Marines here.
Yep, I'm guessing what happened there. is I believe that Classic was preoccupied on the other side of the map with that quad mine drop and just ate the Widow Mines outside of the natural, but that was a very scary attack.
Well, the Widow Mines were on the
Byun
high
to
ground
go.
anyway, so he couldn't see them very well. There was not
Yes,
much chance to react.
I was expecting him to, to shade up, see the little,
Oh, yeah.
the indentation or whatever. But yeah, so effective defense there from Byun.
Well, what's next, Symphonic? What do you think is Beyond's grand plan here? It looks like 3 barracks, so just the same stuff as we've seen before, right?
So 3 barracks, I think, the next question really is going to be, do we see 5 racks or do we see a 3rd base thrown down? And so I'm not a big fan of this map, the larger maps just in general. I would rather not play longer games, TVP. If Byun feels that way also, as I said, we are going to find that out very shortly. It's going to be, will it be 5 racks or will it be a 3rd base? Personally, I would probably lean more toward 5 racks, but yeah, just keep our eyes peeled, find out what the choice is. There are a lot of adepts making their way across the map right now. Stim is already done, so this isn't quite as scary.
Upgrade's gonna happen very soon for Classic as well. He's got his 3rd up, which is a pretty big deal, but that Widow Mine... Oh, no, no. Classic is too good! Sorry! Sorry, Beyond, it's never gonna happen.
Wow, so this is... It's interesting. Byun is actually going to try to pick up... He knows there are Phoenixes out there, quite a few of them as a matter of fact, and he is going to try to get some damage done with a single Marine drop. My guess is he might want to just send them straight into the mineral line and target down as many probes as possible. But they're just kind of parked right now.
Despite how potent it is, I don't expect any gold bases to be taken anytime soon. This map is just so good for harassment, whether you are using adepts or whether you are using drops or tanks or whatever. It's just so susceptible to everything. I think these guys are going to stick to their blue bases here.
Okay, so we do see the drop in the main is picked off. However, as I was suspecting, that single Marine drop does get 11 probes.
Ooh, maybe that's the way.
Yeah, well played here. He actually gets into the natural too. Not too much damage there, but he's really spreading Classic thin. It was an excellent job by Byun to find damage wherever he could. He is also in the main now with just a few remaining bio forces, which are finally cleaned up.
Byun, when he wasn't doing Reaper stuff, in the Zerg matchup, he would have just gone 2-on-1, right? So, maybe just his excellent Marine control would have been the way to play in this entire series, but so far, every game he's trying the Widow Mine drops, and Classic is just so amazing against it that it doesn't do anything. I'm not sure I'm loving it, to be honest. Well, maybe he's saving that stuff for GSL.
Yeah, you very well could be right there. This is an effective attack so far from Byun. He's trying to draw those gateway forces back into the Widow Mines also. So we do see that Byun elected to go for the 3rd base. He is now adding racks 4 and 5. So at least for the time being, he is going to be playing this out in standard fashion, not going for any super heavy pressure. He's still looking to get just pickoffs and trying to accumulate small victories as he goes. He's sharking around with a medevac that is about to head into the 3rd base of Classic right now with a double Widow Mine drop. It's almost ridiculous.
I get excited every time, and every time Classic is just a god, so I'll stop getting excited. I'll not look next time, and then he'll take the damage. That's how it works.
It's just a testament to how, I think how strong the minimap awareness is for Classic. He's just on top of virtually every single one of those. Oh my, okay, so 3 Widow Mines do hit the Stasis Ward. That is actually a big deal. Byun could really use that splash damage against all of these charge lots, not to mention the Phoenixes and the Adepts.
Yeah, the kiting is still really nice, but I think Classic is coming out ahead of this one.
Yeah, he certainly is. This is a very good engagement for Classic, and those 3 Widow Mines are just remaining back there.
Oh, and he had a run-by with the Zealots and killed 8 SCVs on top of everything, so even though Byun is a little bit ahead in supply, it's not going to go too far. still a worker lead for Classic.
Yep.
Definitely an income lead.
Another warp in here. It's a slow warp in of charge lots, but my guess is as soon as that main army of Byun presents itself, the charge lots are going to run straight into the third. In fact, there we go. They're going to head in there right now. There isn't anything at the moment to defend them. The SCVs are going to be pulled.
It's a lot of idle time, especially a shame on the mules. They generate so many resources every time they get to do a trip, so...
Right.
That's a rip. There's no way that this thing is true that I've seen on the battle report has... Okay, the battle report is only for a limited amount of time. There we go. It showed that only Zealots were lost, but that was just the last fight.
Phoenixes are gonna, okay, I thought they were going to dive on the main mineral line. There wasn't too much there besides a single turret, but probably better just to keep them alive, and you really would want them in any main army engagement, I would imagine, at this point. Colossus, I believe that's the first Colossus, is about to make its way out, and the Ghost Academy just finished for Byun.
Oh, in the third base? The same base that's getting constantly attacked. High risk.
It is.
But he should find that pylon.
GSL, without giving away the results, but Solar had a Roach Warren that was getting picked off quite a few times. Was at his third base. But yeah, I think sometimes players will just throw down the tech that they need, wherever they are on their screen at the moment.
He's looking there right now, so he doesn't want to press another hotkey.
Byun does spot the Colossus for the first time. We'll see if he wants to start pumping out Vikings in response. He does have 2-2 on the way. He's got a nice bio army here. Still no fourth base yet for Classic, which for a Protoss is getting to be relatively late. It looks like he wants to take it at the gold base, but we know that can be notoriously difficult.
Oh, he is actually going to do it.
Yep,
Damn.
there it is.
Well, it's going to be immediately spotted, so much for that.
Yeah. Going to be a cancellation here, I would imagine. There it is. Byun says, I bet I can do it. He's going to throw down that base right at the gold right after he takes out that of Classic. This is a scary army, though. I mean, 2 Colossi, just now Vikings are being made. Only 2 on the field at the moment. Not going to be an easy defense here for Byun. He's going to have to rely on really solid positioning. He's probably going to need some great EMPs also.
Well, the EMPs are certainly great, but the Ghosts are completely cornered, so that is all that they'll get to do. There are a few more, however, so this flank from behind and the Vikings joining in. I really like Byun's chances, Symphonic.
Yeah, that is a fantastic flank from behind. He was able to get on top of the Colossi. The Warp Prism does have 1 Colossus in it, but it's very low in health. I don't know if Classic wants to risk bringing that back into the fight. Certainly not now, as the rest of the army has been taken out. If Byun could just track that down. Yeah. If Byun could track that Warp Prism down, that would be a really nice victory there, too. He is actually going to spot the 4th base being taken in the forward location now, which I think theoretically, that should be easily pushed.
Yes, those zones are making life a little hard, but no problem. This is still a huge army from Byun, and Classic just doesn't have what it takes right now to beat this.
Byun is looking to be in fantastic position at the moment.
Gets the Colossus!
Nope, it gets the Warp Prism with the Colossus. Byun pushes forward. He wants to make it a Game 7 in our first ever show match here. For that reason alone, I'm certainly rooting for him. I would love to go to Game 7.
Yes, we don't care who wins as long as it's in Game 7.
Absolutely, yeah. There's nothing more that we could hope for. Best thing, when you're casting, putting on a show match or a tournament, give us the Game 7s, please.
Hashtag biased and proud.
Absolutely. Biased for Game 7s. I want them all the time. Screw the Game 6s, the Game 5s, the Game 4s.
Especially the Game 4s.
Especially the Game 4s, yeah.
At least make a story out of it and stomp, right?
Right. we only want to use them on the road to Game 7s.
Yes.
But yeah, just fantastic play here from Byun. He has parked a Widow Mine now at the gold base, or the attempted gold base of Classic, so he's aware of it. You know, Classic is not out of the game yet by any means. He is certainly in an inferior position at the moment. It looks like Byun is joining up his forces. He's going to make another push. Actually, an attempted double expand from Classic. That's a Zerg move.
I kind of like it though. I mean, Classic right now doesn't have any, you know, OMG splash damage moments in his army, so it's just Colossus Archon. They're potent, but they're not gonna suddenly surprise Byun and swing the game around, I don't think. So I really like the safety base from Classic here, but Byun is already circling around as he knows about this. The Widow Mine has been there all this time. Question is, can Classic hold on to the base? He still has a smaller army.
Yeah, so Byun should be enjoying a few advantages here in a moment. He is going to have 3-3 against 2-2. The 3-3 has not begun yet. For Classic, in addition to the fact that he's on a gold base, he has 4 orbital commands. He elected not to make that into a planetary fortress. So things are shaping up really well for Byun to continue adding to his advantage. Lands some EMPs, decent, not the best on the main army there, but I think he wants to push the gold base, probably. Wouldn't mind if he parked a few units behind it.
As long as Classic just turns around, that's good news for Byun. As he's approaching that beautiful 200 supply mark, he's gonna have a lot of Vikings for the next fight, which he really needs actually.
Right, and 3-3
takes it a bit early. Uh-oh, I don't know about that.
So we do have that 3-3 versus 2-2, a pretty heavy gateway army here, of course, with Colossus and Archon support. So I mean, this is a strong Protoss army. It's not to be trifled with, but I think the Viking count should be more than enough.
How many Vikings is 13? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Byun took no chances there. He was not going to be steamrolled by the Colossi. I think Classic is probably on his last legs here.
Wow, all right. He's not messing around. Where's Classic stuff? Okay, he's getting some disruptors. That's not the worst idea. The Vikings aren't particularly helpful against that. I also like this single Zealot harass.
So right,
cheeky,
right as you asked that, Byun was scanning for the for additional bases too, and saw nothing there. So I think Byun was asking himself a modified version of that same question. Wants to know, you know, how much stuff can you have at this point? He sees that there weren't any other bases. That the Byun's base is quite good. It looks like he's barely going to save it. EMPs land on the disruptor and on one of the Archons. There's GG.
Yep, the disruptor is not going to be a big boomer this time around.
Wow. All right, Nakamura, as excited as I was prior to the match, I've got to say it has lived up to the hype. We are going to see a Game 7. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
But I kind of thought it's boring. But no, I didn't. Inside, I'm fangirling, okay? Huge thank you to Army Man, who is supporting us on Patreon at level 7. Your contribution single-handedly covers one of our minor events every month. Our patrons enable us to make better content, host larger events, and to give more back to the community. Our next Patreon goal is at $300. It will allow us to maintain our current event budget. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.